This is Numbers with Nicole with our continuation of area of a circle lesson. So now that we know what a circle is, we know the parts of a circle, we're going to use this formula A equals pi r squared. Write this formula down to reference for later because this is the formula we're going to be using for our calculations. So we want to find the rounded area of a circle. So in our formula, A equals pi r squared, the pi part is irrational, meaning it will continue on unless we round it. So we're going to round our answer here to the nearest tenths. We'd have to tell you where we want to round or where the problem that you're solving wants you to round to. So find the area of the circle with a diameter of 20. So based on our previous video, we know a diameter goes from one end of the circle to the other. So that length is 20. And we know that our formula is area of a circle equals pi r squared. So since we have pi r, there's no symbol in between that. That means that is pi times r squared, multiplication. So in order to use this formula, pi is just a button in our calculator that we will use. We need to know the radius. So we know that a diameter is from one end of the circle through to the other, passing through the center, and a radius is just one of those pieces from the center to the edge. So one diameter is equal to 2 radii. And so if we substitute in our values, 20 equals 2r, and we solve for our radius through the opposite operation, and we get a radius of 10. So I'm going to substitute that into my area formula. And when we substitute this in, we're going to do that right in our calculator. 10 squared happens first by order of operations, times our pi. It's not going to matter in your calculator what order you enter it into. We get 314.15 ... And since we want the tenth, so the 1 is in the 10th place, I look next to it, there's a 5, so our answer for our rounded answer is 314.2. All right, so find the rounded area, pause the video here, try this problem on your own. I'm going to roll into the answer here. We're going to put our formula, pi equals r squared, A equals pi r squared for our formula. D again is 8, that is our diameter. Our radius would be 2 of those, add to that 8, so 8 divided by 2 equals our radius, which is 4. So we're going to substitute that back in. Pi times 4 squared, so we're going to go over to our calculator. 4 squared times pi. I did the tenths place again. It could change depending on what problem you're working on. So 50.2 is in our tenths place. I look next to it. That number is 5 or larger. So that 2 is going to become a 3 and centimeters squared.